Hey there, everybody. Come on in and welcome to another parenting tip I want to share with you today about planning financially for your kids to go to college. So if you are joining me live here, please click on the link that says streamyard.com/Facebook. That allows me to be able to see your profile picture and your name if you want to engage with me or ask any questions while we are going through this particular tip. If you are watching replay, just click #replay and I will be able to comment back with you. So thinking about going to college, your kids are getting ready to graduate high school and they're going on to college. It is such an exciting time for our kids to decide where they're going. Some kids get really pumped up about various schools they're going to. But a couple of things I want you to think about before we even get to that place. First of all, we can start in freshman year with our kids starting to navigate by understanding what their strengths are, what maybe their interests are, whether or not they're really going to be college kids. Not all kids are college ready. Not all kids are college bound. The statistics have shown, and I just went and researched this today, that 40% of students who start college do not complete. 40% of kids who start college do not complete. Now, they've taken on debt, they've probably taken on loans, and they do not complete. The other statistic that I thought was pretty crazy, and this was back from a year ago, that only 27% of students who went to school for a degree are actually working in their field of study. 27%. So in other words, 3/4 of the people who have gone to college are not even working in their field of study. So before we get all excited about sending our kids to school, and let me tell you, I work in education and I know that's the drive, is all kids need to go to school. I want you to take a step back and identify, what are my kids good at? And when I do the parenting blueprint, one of the things that I really coach parents through is understanding your kids' personality. What are they good at? Some of our kids are very social, some are analytical, some are leaders, some are very supportive. And it's not that it's right or wrong, it's just different. But what is your kid good at? What is their passion? And how can we help them find their purpose? And so these are things that I just want you to be aware of as we're navigating our kids through school. So here's an activity that I want you to think about. And you can start doing this when they are in high school. But the first activity, and this was shared with me by one of the other awesome moms that are in the parenting blueprint group, was this particular activity of really sitting down with your child and going through, what does it cost to go to school? So for instance, maybe they're considering going to a certain college and they really would like to go there and they want to study a certain discipline. Let's sit down and figure out, what does it really cost? What does it cost just in tuition? What is the housing like? What are the meal plans? What are the additional fees for books and other costs that are involved in going to college? Because when we really sit down and take a look at what these costs are, I think it's like we could go into sticker shock. And the other thing to remember is not all kids make it through in 4 years. Sometimes it's 5 years. For some kids, it's 6 years, especially if they're unsure about what they want to study. So we really need to sit down with our child and map out what really are the realistic costs of going to school. And with that being the case, are there some options we can do? A couple of programs that are starting to happen, and my daughter actually had an opportunity to participate with this and look into this in your local area, is actually these middle college programs. So in other words, they are actually in high school, but they are taking college credit courses. So maybe they're doing at a local university, maybe they're doing at the local community college, but they're actually starting to accrue college credits while they are actually attending high school at the same time. My daughter was able to do this through a middle college program starting in her sophomore year, and she had the potential to have 60 college credits when she graduated high school. And so there are some great programs out there. Another option I want you to think about is it more economical for your student to actually go to a local community college or a junior college and accrue college credits before they matriculate into the university and get that degree in the particular discipline? So for instance, I know a number of universities that are local with the community colleges in certain areas. They're direct transfers. You could take 2 years, almost 3 years of classes at the local community college at half or a third of the cost of the university, and then transfer in for that last year and still get that degree from that university and that university degree. So how can we navigate through some of those costs? Another thing that you can begin looking at, and you can start doing this even in freshman year, is get your child set up into fastweb.com. Fastweb.com is a place where you can develop a profile and have your kids start to get some information on various scholarships that they could qualify for that would offset some of those college costs. So again, just another opportunity to look at ways to get through school. I am truly a proponent of furthering education in our home. High school was not optional. Where you went after high school was certainly up to you. You could go to work, you could study a trade, you could go to college or get certifications in certain things. And so really just understand your child and what is best. I see so much pressure in some of our high school students in feeling as though they need to know what they're going to do with the rest of their life. They're feeling the pressure to have to go to college. And sometimes they get there and it is so overwhelming that they're just not successful. And I just want you to become aware of your child. We talk about this with the Parenting Blueprint. Become aware and adapt and apply the right strategies to navigate your child as to where they want to go in the future. So a couple of things that I just want you to be aware of is the opportunity for FastWeb to get in and start looking at scholarships right away. Sit down with your child and truly map out, what does it cost? Can I tell you, it could be almost $100 grand to get your kid out of college. Is it worth $100 grand for that degree? Do they really need that degree? Another statistic that I looked up today was only 40% of kids who have degrees are actually working in that field of study, was 27%, and 40% are working in positions in which they didn't need a college degree at all. So really, before we get pushing our kids and putting all that pressure on them to go to college, really identify what is going to be the best option for my student without creating a tremendous amount of debt, but be able to set them up in the careers in which they feel appreciated, valued, and good and confident about what they're doing. So if you have any questions on some of this information, please feel free to post this below this video. There are so many people in the Parent by Design community that can just give you some insights on things that they've learned on the journey along the way as it comes to planning financially for your kids to go to college. So I look forward to speaking with you next time for another parenting tip. Y'all take care. Bye.